So, I've gotten a lot of questions regarding protesting, activism, right? Y'all know that I am an intersectional feminist, intersectional advocate, which is what I like to call it, because woman, man, non-binary, it's across the board. And that intersectional part means across the board, marginalized communities all the way. Right? And so I've had people asking, because of course you've got the 50-51 movement, 50 states, 50 protests, one movement, and it's gaining traction, right? So we're going to have the next one is this Saturday the 5th. And so as there's a lot of people out there who are going to protests for their first time, all ages, right? A lot of people out there are angry. We're angry, and I need you to keep that anger. We got the hope and the glimmer from Corey, right? But we got to make sure we stay loud and see, we got to stay angry, and you do have to stay mad. And like he said, sometimes you got to get into some good trouble, is what he said, right? So here's what I'm going to tell you, so that way you feel better. Because guess what? Not everybody can be out in the streets. Y'all know I can't be out in the streets, but Boo was active at the last one, right? And there are so many things that you can do to help make a difference that really only takes your time, which is the best thing you can give, because it's the one thing you don't get back, right? Besides going to my link tree and signing the petitions and stuff, right? That's one thing. Other thing is, when you're seeing the videos, when you see the things pop up that have to do with it, what do? You share it, repost it, duet it, save it, like it, all the good stuff, right? Pass it on. That means you're doing something. Right? Those are all forms of doing something. And it's not just that. If you go to your local chapters, you could, and the 50-51 movement is also in my link tree. You'll see like your local chapters and what they're doing. There's people who get together and they just like make signs for people that are going to the protests. There's people who are doing like postcard parties to make sure you're sending these to like all the news stations to make sure there's coverage, right? Because and these are all things that are important. And that's what I've been hearing. And the questions are like, am I doing enough? I feel like I'm not doing enough. Or if I don't go to the protest, is it worth it? Is the protest worth it for me to go at XYZ? See, I'm disabled. I can't be in the street. So other people who are disabled is like, is it worth me going through all of that? Because it's difficult, right? You got the wheelchair, you got all this stuff. And it's like, okay. And the answer is that the protest is worth it. You physically being at the protest would be great, but not everybody can. You take advantage of the things we just talked about. The petitions, share, like, post, save it to your favorites, all of that stuff. That means you're doing something. Because guess what? If someone is telling you that you're not doing enough and you're doing any of those things, the only reason they can tell you that you're not doing enough is because they see you doing something. It's the quiet ones that are still quiet today. Remember I say, mind the quiet ones. Somebody wouldn't tell you that you're not doing enough if you weren't doing something. Because to me, that is enough. What you can do is enough. We all have different abilities. We talk about the intersectional advocate, so many different things. Right? Supporting the creators that do bring the news. Supporting me because you listen to the highlights that I give. Right? That means you're doing something. And please, please don't let anybody take that away from you, because you are doing the best you can with the situation that you have. All right? So just know that I see you and I hear you, and other people do too. You're not alone. We're in it together, and I love you.